Hey golfers, today's video is for all of you that slice the golf ball. You're so sick of it, right? And I bet that you would actually kill to see the ball actually curve to the left for a right-handed golfer. Am I right? So today we're gonna go to extremes. I'm not gonna get you hitting it straight. I'm actually gonna get you hitting it the opposite direction, okay? And you're gonna be able to do that in 5 minutes. So stay tuned and let's get you hitting a draw. Okay, golfers, we're gonna make 3 extreme adjustments so that we can start to see the ball go a different direction. I think it's so important, no matter what we're trying to fix in our golf swing, that we try to do the exaggerated opposite. We're not just trying to hit it straight. We're trying to go to the extreme and hit a draw or a hook if we're slicing the golf ball. Because most likely that feeling of the exaggerated opposite is gonna get us a lot closer, a lot faster to our ideal ball flight. So the first adjustment that we're gonna make is we're going to strengthen our grip drastically, okay? So the 2 main elements that are causing your golf ball to slice are the club face being open and our path swinging to the left. So the number 1 controller of our club face is the grip. So when we're gripping the golf ball with our lead hand, we're gonna make sure that the grip is running through the base of our fingers. We're getting this heel pad on top, and we're going to turn our lead hand, if you're looking at it, more to the right. When you look down, I want you to be able to see at least 3 knuckles on that lead hand, okay? So at least 3 knuckles on that lead hand. With your trail hand, I want it to be a little bit more underneath. So if your trail hand looks like it's more on top, I want it to come in a little bit more underneath, and that thumb to sit a little bit more on the right center of the club. So essentially, from wherever you are, we're turning both of our hands to the right from your perspective of looking down at your grip. And that is going to strengthen your grip, was going to promote a more closed club face, which is going to be the first helper in us fixing that slice. Okay, so fix number 1, we're going to extremely strengthen our grip. Now, after you start to overhit the ball left, which is going to be awesome, we can go back to a little bit more neutral, less extreme. But I really want you today to see that ball curving the opposite direction. That is my number 1 goal. So we're going to go to the extreme to make that happen. So super strong grip. Okay, both hands turned to the right for a right-handed golfer. That is going to promote a closed club face. Now, step number 2. This is going to help fix our club face. The second part that is indicating making our slice happen is our path swinging too much to the left for a right-handed golfer. We're swinging too much outside in with our club path. So we're going to make a setup adjustment that is going to really promote that path to swing more inside out to the right. So if this alignment stick is indicated of a square stance going at my target line, I'm going to drop that right foot back. I would say probably like almost a grip length from that square stance. And I'm gonna make sure that my shoulder line is going to match my new foot line. Okay, so basically I'm really closing off this stance, dropping that right foot back, and also super important, making sure that we're getting our upper body, our shoulders now matching our toe line. Okay, so that is going to promote our path to swing more inside out instead of the previous outside in. And my guess is that a lot of you that are slicing the golf ball, you've started to naturally aim actually more to the left because you're playing for that curve to the right. So if we're wanting to actually change our ball flight, we've got to really extremely close off the stance, close off our shoulders, have that really strong grip, okay? So now the third part is we want to make sure that in our backswing, we're going to get our hands and our arms nice and wide as we can at the top. Okay, so for a lot of you that slice it, you're probably a little bit more narrow. Hands are probably a little bit closer to your head at the top. We want to get nice and long and wide with those arms. And now as we come through, we want to make sure that we're swinging out along the line of our feet, which is now pointing more to the right. Okay, so as we do that, I want you to feel like when we finish, we're going to let that club head really close down even more. Okay, because if I swing to the right and leave the face open, I'm just gonna now just hit a straight push to the right. And I told you, I want you to see that ball starting to the left. Okay, so I'm gonna put out a little alignment stick here that's gonna indicate my target line, so it'll be a better visual for you to see where this golf ball is actually going. Okay, so now you can see I've put an alignment stick kind of directly in line with my target. And for the ball flight that we're looking for is gonna be one that's like a push hook. And that's important because we could close your face and still have our same outside in path, and we could just pull the ball away left, and that's not what we want to do. For us to really actually fix this, we need the ball to actually start a little to the right and then curve to the left. So the stick there is going to be a good visual to make sure that my launch direction is going to be to the right of the stick before the ball will start to curve to the left. So going to really exaggerate these. And I know from teaching thousands of students and working on my own game that we don't like to feel things super exaggerated because it feels weird, it feels uncomfortable, it doesn't feel like a real golf swing. And so even if we say we're going to exaggerate it, we really don't exaggerate it very much. So I want you to put yourself in the mindset that we're going to do this, it's going to be really silly. Okay? It's going to be so silly. It's not going to feel like a golf swing. And that's okay. Give yourself permission to hit some silly shots. Pretend like you're out at the range with your buddies and you're having a bet with them and saying, who can hit the biggest push hook out there, right? $100 on the line, whatever it is. But allow yourself to not feel like you have to make this like perfect, pretty looking golf swing. We are going to allow ourselves to swing really exaggerated, really silly, not worried about hitting some funny shots initially. And I guarantee you, if you go in with that mindset, that you will achieve this a lot quicker than somebody who is resisting swinging, very different, swinging what feels very abnormal. Okay, so from our regular square stance, going to strengthen my grip, turn both of my hands to the right, very, very strong. I'm going to really drop that right foot back like a whole grip length. I'm going to really make sure my shoulders are pointed more to the right as well, matching my foot line. And then I'm going to have a really wide backswing, feeling like my hands are getting like way back behind me. And as I come down, I'm going to feel like I'm swinging on the line of my feet. And I'm going to really let the club face turn down. So when I finish, the club face is pointing towards the ground. Okay, and we're just going to see what kind of shot that produces. So shoulders, feet, strong grip, swinging out along the line of my feet. So that ball started right, curved way left. Now, for those of you who are slicing it, that's probably not going to happen on your very first swing, and that's okay. You've got to kind of get used to it and make the exaggerated adjustments as you see fit. So strong grip, drop the right foot back. And I would also say another thing that will help make sure that we're catching the path as the club is swinging out to the right is you can actually even move for this drill, move your ball position a little bit back of what it currently is. So it might feel like it's a little bit back of center in your stance because that will just allow us to catch the ball in the swing arc as the club is wanting to move more to the right. The further forward the ball is, the more we'll naturally catch the ball in the part of the arc where the club is already circling back around to the left. And that's what we're trying to avoid at this moment. So strong grip, right foot back, upper body matching my toe line, swinging way out to the right as I let that face close down. Okay, another really big push hook. Okay, so as you're going through this, if you are struggling with the path part, okay, if you're struggling and maybe you're hitting some shots where we're doing all the correct setup adjustments, we know we're doing that part correct, and you're still getting up here, maybe you're still making a good wide backswing, but we're still kind of coming over the top. That ball is starting, to the left of the stick. So I'm going to give you another just kind of quick drill that will help make that path change a little bit easier for you. Okay, so I got an alignment stick. I'm going to Actually, I'm gonna replace this stick with this, and I'm gonna put my padded alignment stick. It's gonna be down our target line, in the ground, about a 45-degree angle. You've seen me do this drill lots before because it's awesome. I've got it, the lower you have it, the harder, maybe a little bit more than a grip height from the ground. And the golf ball is gonna go directly underneath it. Super important that it's directly underneath it to make the drill effective. And my goal is gonna be to not hit the alignment stick, okay? So again, strong grip, turning both of those hands to the right on the grip, dropping that right foot way back, moving the ball position even a little further back, making sure my shoulders are matching my feet. Nice wide backswing. Now I'm really gonna feel like I'm swinging underneath the stick as I close that face. Okay, so again, I've hit 3 or 4 very exaggerated push hooks. And you're gonna start to see initially, because you know, for me, I'm able to exaggerate these, actually really over exaggerate them. If you've been slicing the ball for a long time, your exaggerated feel might actually get you your perfect ball flight. And that's kind of cool, right? So if you happen to start to overdo it, which is awesome, okay, now we just back off of these elements a little bit. I would still keep them in there partially. So instead of, you know, really strengthening your grip, maybe we just strengthen it a little bit to where maybe we see 2.5 knuckles instead of 3. Maybe we don't drop that right foot back quite as much. We can square up the stance a little bit. And then because of that, we don't have to have our shoulders pointing so far to the right as well. So we can just back off of the exaggerations a little bit, and maybe we don't need to feel as much face closure through impact. So those are just the elements that you could play around with if you actually start to overdo the push hook. And again, push hook. The ball has to start to the right of your target for it to be considered a good left shot. Okay, it's got to start right and curve left. So I promise, if you do these 3 exaggerated things and you really allow yourself to be silly about it, that you will start to see the ball curve to the left, and then you can make the adjustments back to a little bit more conventional if the ball starts to go too far left, and we're gonna fix your slice. Isn't that awesome? I'm super excited for you because I've worked with so many slicers who just can't quite get it done. This is gonna work with your irons, your woods, your drivers, with everything. So let me know in the comments if this was helpful for you, and we'll say goodbye to that slice forever. All right, guys, if you'd like to work with me a little bit more one-on-one individually, we can do so through the Skillest app, and I'll put that link down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you later.